Okay, I'm not known for my tutorial type videos or anything like that, but I've been asked a couple of times in the comments of the channel so far about paint, you know, like everybody's saying, oh, how can you see all of those 6mm, they must be small, must be hard, fiddly to paint and everything. So I thought, as I do a paint through and show you how simple doing 6mm is, really. It's just about blobbing the paint on. One thing I will stress though is if you're doing it for a long time, it can really hurt your eyes. You'll be squinting a bit, and even if you wear glasses, I suggest you get something either like these, yeah, which in this instance I haven't used, or you get a lamp, oops, with the magnifier on it. So in other words, yeah, so you know, you will be surprised at how much easier that sort of stuff makes you. This isn't the lamp that I use. The lamp that I use up here, but if I bring it down now, it'll blind you all because it's a big thing. So yeah, always try and, you know, you need lots of light. You don't necessarily need a really small brush, but for this I've used a Tamiya HF brush all the way through with everything, which is quite a small brush. I don't know what gauge that is, but that's the one I've used. That's about it really, so let's go on with it and see how you paint 6mm Roman legionaries. Okay, obviously I've given them a bath, and despite what certain people who will remain nameless laugh at me about it, but I always stick everything through warm soapy water and a toothbrush before I paint it, especially if it's metal, because of the release agent. Anyway, I glue them onto the sticks. These are Bacchus miniatures, and the Bacchus miniatures are exceptionally well cast. I've never had any problems with them whatsoever. The only thing that I ever have to clean up on any of these are these little things, and all I do here, you can see, I hope it stays in focus, is I just snip off these little vents at the top. Some instances you don't have to do it, they'll just pop off with your fingers, like that one there. But you know, it's always an idea just to go to the top of the spears with a bit of a snip. I'll do the rest now because it's a bit awkward doing it in front of the camera. So and then we'll get on with them. Okay, so we primed them. I primed them twice, basically one coat, and then leave it a few hours and put another one on. I actually did a bit about priming, but unfortunately it didn't work for some reason, the video that is. Anyway, so there we are, primed up. If you're interested, I use Vallejo surface primer that you use for the airbrush. I brush it on. I like that. I like this primer. It's good because it shrinks to the figure. You have to leave it for a good 24 hours, so I always make sure I do that, which you've probably noticed. I tend to prime while I've got something else on and then leave it and then come to it after a day or so. So yeah, just normal workflow. I think that's the professional term for it. Yeah, so it's always these things. I find 6mm is good to be. I've tried priming it in grey, but it just becomes too much effort. Prime and black. If you prime and black, half the miniatures painted for you. As you will see, the secrets revealed on how to paint these little beasts. Okay, so let's go and splash some colour on. Right then, so let's get painting. As you can see, the little men, I stick them on a lollipop stick, obviously, as we're all aware, or a popsicle stick, I believe, is the term used elsewhere on the globe. And I then stick that onto just a paint pot with a bit of blue tack on. It just makes it easier to hold, and it means you can turn it and whatever, so it just makes it a lot simpler, I find. And the first bit I do is, as I said before, are the faces. The reason I do the faces first is because I can be fairly messy with them. So I just whack on a blob of paint where each face is. That's simple enough. It's as simple as that. It's not. There's no messing about with it. You just bang it on. So, and each one's little face is done. And there we are. I don't know whether you can see that, but you won't be able to see it because of the lights. I'll have to zoom the camera in when I edit this. And then the other bits that I do tend to do first is they have hands there, so I'll just blob a bit of flesh colour on each hand on the spear. You don't have to be particularly concerned. It's from the distance that you're going to see these and the scale they are. There's nothing about them that it has to be detailed at all, really. You just have to be accurate, maybe. One of the problems you'll find is if you move to something like 6mm from a larger scale like 28mm or whatever, and you have been painting, I mean, because I'm the same, do you know what I mean? I used to paint quite, I can paint quite detailed stuff, and you first start off trying to paint these quite detailed, and to be honest, that's a mistake, and it's just going to end up with giving you so much woe, because with these, less is more. So you don't want to be trying to paint every detail. You'll just go mad, and to be honest, they look rubbish if you paint every detail. You just want to get in there and just put the basic colours on, simple colours, nothing complex. We're not into shading or highlight or major highlighting or blending or anything like that. It's just say, right, this is flesh, I'm going to bang it on. So there you go. That's the flesh portion's done. Simple as. So the next bit to do is chainmail. So just use gunmetal. And it's as simple as turning around, getting a bit of gunmetal, and just painting it in. Do the helmets. Simple. These are, I've got these, do you know what, my head's completely emptied, I forgot what they're called now. I think they're pylums. So they've got, they're like metal spear things with a wooden bottom and a big long metal top. So we'll just paint them. Okay, so there you go, that's at that stage. And next we're going to do They're little, I don't know what they're called, to be honest, but they're like skirtings, so skirting things. So just get a linen, because that's what colour it is, and spin them round, and we just basically are putting a blob of paint on the bottom. I never do the legs, by the way. There's no point to doing the legs. Goes in. There you go. There's no need to do the front of it because you can't see it because of the shields. So I might just pop a bit on the side here just behind this spear on the end ones, because they will be seen. These ends, no, they're fine. So coming together. Next we'll do the bottom of the spears, and for that use a bit of new wood. So the bottom of the spears, there, if you can, I don't know whether you can see that. There you go. So bottom of the spear is done. Okay, so finally we'll do the shields, and it's simply Mephisto on red, and very quickly just dab it on. Shields are done. Now you could leave them at that, but what I'll do now is I will wait for that to dry, and then I shall give them a wash. So just let these dry now. Okay, so shield's done. The next bit, there's like a little, you probably can't see it from this distance. There's like a little belt there for the sword, or gladius, and I will got a bit of English uniform and dark flesh. We'll hopefully, it's hard to do this with a camera like this. Normally I wouldn't do it at this angle, but you just put a line there. You don't have to do this sort of stuff, but you know, there's no need to go into this much sort of detail. So I'll get on and do that now. Then on the end ones I just do the sword scabbard, and I can fucking see it. Okay, I mean you could actually go along and do all of them if you really wanted to, which I will, because I can get at them. So then that is then them painted. What I do now is I'll give them a wash. I won't video giving them a wash, but I used to use strong tone from Army Painter. Just give them a quick blast of that, and then we'll come and do a bit of finishing touches. Okay, so these just had a quick wash, and I've actually just whacked a satin varnish over them, just to protect them really. So next little bit is the shields are a bit dark, so what I tend to do at this point is basically just get a bit of a lighter red and just wash that over the shields. The reason I would do the Mephisto red first is because it gives a better base over black. So I shall get on and paint these shields. I'll just whip open them in the red. It's Coat d'Arms blood red, which is actually the old Citadel blood red, but there you go. Alright, so I'll just go and get these done now. These, the shield's dried now on these, and the only thing I've done that you didn't see me do, oops, bring some light up here, I don't know whether you can actually see or not, is I just did the tops of the shields. I just did the tops of the shield, I just ran a little black line across. It's just to build the contrast between the two, because obviously, you know, it's not important in that respect. Anyway, so the next thing to do really is just get a bit of bronze paint, weapon bronze from Army Painter I'm using, but bronze is a bronze, isn't it really? And just do the shield bosses. Best to do these. They're quite fiddly, so what I'll do is I'll try and do one so you can see, and then I'll have to move position. So it's just a case of blobbing it on. And I'm just going to finish the rest. There we are. They are pretty much done. So hopefully you can now see that painting 6mm isn't that hard. It's very simple. A lot of the things that you take for granted, or a lot of things that you think you do at 28mm and you try and apply them to 6mm, it just won't work. Basically the whole point of these is just to get some paint on and pick out the most obvious elements of the figure. In this case it's the shields and the fact that they have armour on and they're using pylons, so the speary things are silver and brown, and that's basically a legionary. So there you go. What I'll do now is I'll get them based up, and I'll show you what they look like all based, and wrap up. Okay, thanks very much. After removing them from the lolly sticks, or popsicle sticks, stick them on a base, a bit of flocking. That's what they look like. You know, they turn out quite well. Very straightforward to do. No major heartaches with them. Look good. Look good from distance. One of the things you have to remember with 6mm as well is that the individual miniature is pretty much unimportant. It's the mass effect. So you know, the idea is that, you know, all those little individual blokes, when you see them together, that's what gives the effect of the unit. Quick tip, I put little bits of flowery things on the front, so as I know which is the front edge of the unit, so from a distance, because sometimes it's hard to tell when you're looking at them from about 3 or 4 feet away, especially with things without shields. You know, which way around's that, and then when you get down there you think, oh, right, so it's actually facing the other way. So I stick flowers on the front, and that way I know which is the front edge. So anyway, I put the ones we've just done with the rest of the unit, rest of the legionaries in this particular army, and there we are. I think the effect's quite good. Okay, not the bestest paint tutorial in the world, that, but hopefully it's just showing you how straightforward doing the 6mm are. As I get better myself, I might do some more. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope it's helped somebody. Cheers, bye.